What's been your favorite movie so far?
You know what? I'm going to say the Kanye documentary.
Kanye documentary?
Yeah, part 1 of the Kanye documentary has been the most fun I had watching any of the movies.
Is it like an auto pick or is actual documentary?
No, dude, it's insane. Like back in 2002, he was like still a producer, producing for Jay-Z. They wouldn't sign him as a rapper. And some guy he met at a birthday party years earlier quit his job to follow him to New York City to just document his life. He was just on a whim, like, this guy's going to be a huge star. I could see the potential. And you could see it, dude. Like, there's a clip of young Kanye at a Jermaine Dupri party in 1998, and he's the cockiest guy in the room. Like, they're all like interviewing all these local Chicago rappers, and Kanye gets the mic and he talks for like 3 minutes straight. He's like, yeah, shout out this one, we're going to do this, and this. This is 98. Like, he's barely been put on.
Yeah.
So it was funny to see, man.
Like, I definitely enjoyed watching that, and it was like, I don't know about you, but like, I was like, just bars are just popping into my head while watching it.
His bars or your bars?
His bars.
No, I've gone on a Kanye.
It's like when they talk, like when A&R doesn't pick him up, then I thought of the line A&R looking like, damn, we messed up, and like,
yeah, yeah. There were a lot of things that he later would put in the lyrics that you saw, like the song "Big Brother." You know, the Jay-Z tribute song.
Okay,
it was like watching that happen in real time.
Dude, when he goes into the...
I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head.
To the party, and him and Jay-Z, like Jay-Z just gives him like a quick dap, like he's just... And like...
That was Big Brother right there in that moment.
Like
Jay-Z daps him up, but kind of like...
It's like...
I'm still the big dog here, you know?
But like he barely... Like he produced his album, but like you could tell they're not tight at all, and just like see where they are now. It's fucking crazy. It was really good.
Kanye bum rushed him with his success. He really did. You know, like he says in Touch the Sky, he's like, damn, you're where I am. But the cameos from different rappers were awesome too. You know, the guys that he was producing for, like Mos Def and Talib Kweli, Scarface.
You can see in Common just in these like underground, like the biggest rapper to come from Chicago at the time. He's still just doing underground shows and just like how the struggle like for them to even get noticed. It was really good. Yeah, I liked it.
It's made me so much more of a Kanye fan after seeing it. You feel like you're his friend, like you're just there rooting for him. You know.
Now he just pulled Julia Fox, which is
he's making her look so weird.
Yeah, I saw the like the eye makeup that he had on her.
Yeah,
but she's an upgrade from Kim Kardashian.
She did it herself.
Interesting.
Or if she just did it herself. You're assuming Kanye.
Kanye literally dressed Kim Kardashian for their entire marriage. You think? Go look at her Instagram pre-Kanye, post-Kanye. You think she?
Yeah, no.
She's the one. The man's been dressed like the fucking Zodiac killer for 2 years straight.
You saw that she was like into like all that torture like sex before, like she got into Hollywood. She was like popular for that.
Doesn't surprise me.
She was like one of those like girls that like, you know, with the chains and the whips and stuff, and she was like famous for that or in that culture or
I'm not judging
community.
her, but she does seem like a chick who's experimental.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not following the relationship that closely, but recently she said she was going to surrender herself fully to Kanye, which makes me worried for her.
That's an experiment in itself, you know? You definitely got to be a little fucked up to want to just go full out with that. Because, I mean, the picture that you're talking about, he's sitting in a black ski mask. And that's not a ski mask. It's like...
Winter.
Inside?
Maybe the heat's broken. My heat actually broke the other day, and I want to fucking die. It's so goddamn cold. I have like these space heaters set around my apartment. It's brutal.
And it crapped out?
Yeah, the guy's supposed to come today.
Got to be careful with those space heaters.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. It's like, would you rather be super cold or super hot? Being cold sucks. At least when you're hot, you can like walk into like you drink a cold glass of water or walk into a cold room and get a nice breeze and you're like, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
When you're cold and go into a hot room, it takes forever.
I 100% agree. And also the numbness of your body getting warm when you're freezing. Like for like an hour, you're fucked up.
That's why I like the idea of hell being frozen. They say when hell freezes over, but that would be more, I think, worse and uncomfortable. An eternity in the freezing cold.
Santa's been doing it,
freezing
though.
your nips off.
He seems fine.
He's magic.
That's true.
He's got all that belly.
You saying Big D downstairs isn't magic?
The devil? Well, he's a different type of magic.
That makes a lot of sense with Santa being fat and pale. You know?
He eats the elves.
What?
Yeah. He eats the elves.
Pops them like, you know, like
they don't have enough... They don't have enough livestock to feed that man in the North Pole.
So he's eating elves. That's how he's getting his big old belly.
Yeah,
I got a big belly, coach.
He eats the elves. That's why they're so in line to make all his toys. You don't think they do that for fun, do you? He doesn't even give them dental.
It's incredible that he's going this long, you know, in the cold, like with all arthritis and stuff, and with the cold and his joints, and nobody talks about how athletic Santa is.
Family Guy did that bit where Santa's just so tired of Christmas because he's just wiped out.
Yeah.
He's been doing it forever.
He's like LeBron, like year 19 LeBron. Like, how are you still doing back-to-back fast break dunking, How is he still getting up and down from the sled, that fat, that overweight, and in the cold?
Well, LeBron's got PEDs, Santa's got the L's, apparently, so.
Yeah. Filled with stem cells, L's. Little known fact.
Also, what, he can't make the Hall of Fame now? Big Poppy does it. He's fucking fat
Easter
on
Bunny got
steroids.
caught juicing. Yeah, what the hell is that?
Yeah, what, Santa can't do
How's
it?
he shoving all those eggs up his... Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I'm Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Nash for your first podcast of the year, Nash.
Oh, yes.
Happy New Year.
Grab your motherfucking spoons. I'm back. Enjoy your soup. You too, bitch. Sorry, Aaron. What's up, everyone?
How's it going, man?
Oh,
How's
chilling.
life? How's 2022 treating you? Don't jinx the year. Last time you were on a January podcast this early in the year, you started the pandemic.
Well, I'll say this. It's started off pretty well, but I almost hit for like $200,000 last night, and I missed by a couple first field goals. So
Was it one of those weird parlays, like a $5 bet for
it was
all these
$10
things?
to hit five baskets, the five first baskets.
And you missed it by one?
Two.
Oh, okay.
But I hit this year already so far. I hit three-legger.
How much you win?
Okay.
Like $1,500.
Are you up? Are you up on the year?
$100. It was like $100. It was 50 cents. No, I am up like $1,000 right now.
Cool.
Because I hit actually a $1,500 parlay.
Oh, wow.
I need to start betting because I want to put in like a...
They fucking trap you. It's like, you know what? Let's just start betting. I'm going to make a lot of money.
No, not even betting. I just
Well,
want to
this
put
is
in
the
like
last podcast I just gambled this on.
I want to do
happened to
like
the
a
mics?
weekly $5 parlay, one of those bullshit parlays.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do 50 cents, but like I tried to go crazy and I put $10 on a 5-leg because I'm
You're like my
some money.
grandma at the penny slots.
Oh, I'm such a penny slut.
Slot. Didn't say that.
Oh. Well, I'm not calling you.
Well, we've got your nickname moving forward. Let's see how long it takes you to shake off penny slut.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be back. It's been a good year. Let's have a good year, everybody,
Good year. We've got a good show here. A whole host of topics that we were going to put on the previous podcast, but we moved them to this one. We're going to be talking a little football at some point in this podcast, preview the championship weekend.
Dun,
And, listen
Oh,
to
no,
this
that ain't
podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all the places for podcasts, Buzzsprout, YouTube, and follow us on social media at Nerd Soup on all platforms, at Bo Soup for me, and at Nerd Soup Monkey, and at Anthony JQ Nash for the other two.
I'll tell you what, I'll put in some bets if you start plugging me without me being on the podcast. I know that's a rule of yours.
What?
Because
Oh yeah,
when
that
I'm-
was a new rule that I because
No,
I
he
got
said if
tired
you're not
of all
on
the
the
plugs.
podcast-
I don't know why.
But you're going to bet?
I'll bet. No, well, like
No, he wants me to bet. He just wants me to become
I'll
addicted.
be like, you want some free bets? I'm like offering him like free deals.
Oh, you see JB Smoove in the Caesar commercials?
Get a pull in that ass, Larry.
That's a good JB Smoove. You practice that?
I
Yeah,
hate
sometimes.
I hate what commercials do to how I perceive people, because I love JB Smoove, but if I see another Caesar commercial or Caesar ad, I'm gonna fucking
Yeah, it's all over the
it's
Knicks game
so
too. and stuff.
annoying, but whatever. I'm exhausted. Are you tired?
From Sundance? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The memes have been funny too. People sharing them like their exhaustion.
it's very tiring, and
Poor life that you guys have. Oh, you get to see all the new movies before anybody else.
Nash,
you
not all of
email
them
me
are
the
good.
outline?
Yeah.
Not all of them are good, so it's like it is tough. You know?
Well, even when you get to the ones that aren't great, I don't mind slow or serious, but my preference is for movies that are a bit more experimental.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, yeah. No, that is true. But also, like a movie like Happening, where I
Yes.
appreciated the story. I felt the pain of the main character, and it's a harrowing journey. But that's not the type of movie I love. Like After Yang was probably one of my favorites of the festival. That's a Bo movie. Resurrection, Bo movie. That's one where at the end of that day, when we got to Resurrection, I was tired.
I do apologize for kind of putting you guys down on that.
Can you send it to? Awesome, airdrop.
Did you get it? You got it?
Yeah.
I apologize because you know what? I do feel that sometimes watching a show, even a show alone, the emotional toll that it has on you. And if you're just getting beat back to back to back movies with like emotional, and I know Aaron over here is a very emotional guy, I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here. But yeah, I'm happy that, you guys are getting the recognition that you guys deserve, getting the movie sent to you. And I just want to say congratulations to both of you. You guys deserve it.
Yeah, you hear that, Disney, Warner Brothers, Fox, Sony, A24?
Grab your fucking spoons, motherfucker. No. I'll take care of it. Okay. I'll talk to them.
Email to fucking
grab your
Jeff Bezos. Subject line. Hope you got your spoon ready, bitch.
Grab your motherfucking spoon. I'll tell you what, they probably would respect that angle. They probably haven't never seen that like tactic before.
Yeah, it's the interview in TED, right? When he just bitches out his employee.
And, yeah, you're hired. Here you go.
You're promoted. That's going to be us. All of a sudden, we're producing Boys season 4. I have the outline. Look at this. Let's get into the first story. Why don't we? Tobey Maguire. Quick story here because he didn't elaborate too much on if there would be a future for his Spider-Man, but he did officially say that No Way Home hasn't closed the door on his iteration of the character. And obviously people really enjoyed the movie. People love seeing him back. There's a lot of fans out there that still consider him to be the best Spider-Man. Some of it's nostalgia and other it's the movies still hold up and we're really good. Obviously he's an actor who, he doesn't work that much. This is the first feature film he made in like 7 years. So maybe he's running low on money and he's putting it out there in the universe. Hey, I'm not done. Obviously he's got Feige and Pascal on speed dial, but a lot of fans I think felt after this would be the end for Maguire, that we would never see him back. And the rumors out there that he might be in Secret Wars, he might be in Madness, Multiverse of Madness.
He's going to be in Babylon, the new Chazelle movie, so maybe we're seeing a little bit of a Maguire renaissance here, but I don't know. It's weird because obviously No Way Home and seeing him was fucking fantastic, but I don't want him to overdo it. Well, here he is in this, and he's coming back again. Obviously, like you said, he's considered one of the best Spider-Men of all time, but I wouldn't mind if they just leave those films the way they are, the ones that he were in, and have No Way Home as just like his little send-off and an appreciation of him, and that's kind of it for him. I don't think we need to force him in every movie, including the multiverse, unless, of course, it makes sense and it's done right. But, I feel like this is kind of like a magical movie and a magical moment, and kind of having that on its own and kind of stand the test of time, I think would also be pretty cool. So I'm not like dying to see him back as much as I like him and the character.
Yeah, you don't want to overextend it. If from everything that I heard, and everybody that listens to the show or you guys alone know that I'm not a superhero guy, but I watched the Spider-Mans, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and they're awesome. And especially with everybody raving about this movie and saying how it was perfectly played, with him and Andrew Garfield. Spoiler alert if you didn't see it, but if you're listening, you definitely did.
It could very well be considered a beautiful send-off for his character, for Garfield as well, because the movie ends...
That's why I was hesitant when they were like, Garfield's going to be the Spider-Man of the Sonyverse. Like, that would be nice, and I love Andrew Garfield as the character too, but...
He wants to come back.
I know.
He's licking his chops to get back in that suit. He loves being Spider-Man.
And if they're good and they work out well, that's great too, but also I don't think it's like necessary.
Yeah, just to end it. People just don't know when to stop.
Oh, certainly not.
I get the whole money angle. Maybe they're running a little low on funds, but at the same time, it's...
Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are not running low on funds.
Well, my brother-in-law hates...
Well, Maguire's an excessive gambler, so... allegedly, so maybe.
All right, Maguire, what we're going to do is first field goal parlay. We're going to take him beat tonight. No, just kidding.
My brother-in-law hates superhero movies, so when I told him what was happening in this one, he was like, oh, are all the Spider-Mans going to come together and just end superhero movies permanently? Like, this is going to be it? They're going to beat the villain and it's over? I'm like, no, there's probably going to be multiple movies featuring these Spider-Man that came back if capitalism has its way, which it usually does.
Yeah.
But to see Tobey Maguire, he gives off the impression of someone who could care less about being Spider-Man, but I think it's more so when you see him out in public and he's being swarmed by paparazzi, he's not very friendly, and they kind of suck. So, but when you get into these interviews and you hear him talk about what Spider-Man means to him, you get a different impression that maybe this is something that he would consider returning to in the future if the project is right. Obviously, he's got the connection to Sam Raimi, so I know they have a good relationship, and that would be a phone call. I'm pretty sure he'd do that easily for Sam Raimi. Also, some of the rumors, have you stayed away from those? The Multiverse of Madness rumors?
I haven't really been keeping up with any of them.
Whoa.
Yeah?
If 50% of them are true, that's going to be one hell of a ride.
Really?
If it's done well. But it sounds like they're fucking going for it. It's going to make No Way Home seem like a stroll in the park.
I'm definitely excited for that movie, man. Like, I want to ask you, but I don't.
Well, I haven't seen anything official, but I saw a leaked cast list. I didn't see any names, but I saw the image and I quickly scrolled away.
Yeah.
But some people, like Comic Books Explained, Robert from Comic Books Explained was tweeting about it. If these rumors are true, it's going to be an insane movie.
Damn. And I can't do this anymore. Just trying to stay away from news and leaks and
those leaks are going to hit. Those leaks are going to hit big, I think.
Just do it like you don't answer our text messages. Shouldn't be that hard.
No, well, he likes
you guys
Twitter.
get so fucking upset about this.
Because we all like socialize in a group chat and you just come in like 2 days later.
Aaron only texts us when Zach Wilson plays well.
Yeah.
Or Mike White.
If you text me personally, I will answer in an appropriate amount of time. Group chats, I mute right away because nothing pisses me off and like really like angers me more than my phone.
So put it on silent.
Because that's why I mute them, so I don't see them right away. And by the time I see them,
I don't like it.
There's like 20 messages that like I'm not going to
bullshit. You're on your phone.
We're doing some team bonding a little bit, you know. We're talking on the phone.
Show me your screen time for the last week.
It's down significantly. I'm not on my phone a lot anymore. I'm really not. It's like here right now. I have 8. What the fuck is this? Teddy complaint. Like, I don't need to answer it. None of it's like relevant to me most of the time. It's just you guys talking about basketball, like a game I'm not watching. So, you know, maybe include me more.
So you ignore our messages. You don't watch the Knicks. Can't blame you. They actually suck.
Yeah.
As do we.
Yeah. Like a flock of
All right,
seagulls at the beach.
Let's go to the next subject because all this is getting cut. But this was I've enjoyed listening to it for me. I'll keep that in so people will wonder, what the hell did they cut out? Let's move on to the next story. Speaking of cutting out, China is censoring Fight Club. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah.
So apparently Fight Club
what a transition, by the way.
aired on television to the people, to the citizens of China, and they were treated to a new alternate ending in which a black screen appears, which reads a text that says Tyler Durden was taken to the nut house by authorities and the movie is over. Instead of the iconic ending of all the buildings being destroyed and he's finally taking down capitalism. And it's funny because in China, they're very anti-capitalist, even though they have sort of this hybrid quasi-free market. But I guess the message of destroying and taking down authority just never flies, no matter what you believe in terms of your economic philosophy. Like, we can't let this slide. But it's funny because the author was like, that's actually closer to my original ending in the book, which I haven't read.
Maybe the Chinese government is just like, they're making a statement.
Faithful.
Be faithful to your source material.
This has nothing to do with censorship. It's all about artistic integrity. That's how they would spin it.
Yo, like, just don't show the movie. Because, like, that's not the only part that
I know, right?
that shows or, like, tries to convey that message. Like, watch the rest of the movie. It's just a weird thing to do. Just take out the whole movie.
Like, everything builds up to that moment. Like, everything that they do, Project Mayhem, everything that they do just leads to the ending. And just to cut the ending.
They probably really liked Meatloaf, and they were sad to hear that he passed.
His name was Robert
Like, all right,
Paulson.
we got to show the movie for Meatloaf, but we'll cut out the end.
Robert Paulson.
He's big over there.
Yeah.
Meatloaf in China?
Yeah.
He's the David Hasselhoff to Germany, is what Meatloaf is to China.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal to Russia as well.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's an official Russian citizen. It's hilarious.
That's Dennis Rodman. Oh, no, Dennis Rodman.
No, that's North Korea. Yeah,
North
that's
Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah.
Jimmer Fredette in China.
Obviously, the Chinese government has made cuts to certain American films that have released over there. You know, we've talked about it on the podcast that the Chinese box office is so massive these days that Hollywood blockbusters cater to that audience in a lot of ways. But even when they do, sometimes the movies don't fly because it could be two guys kissing or it could be something that implies going against authority, like in Fight Club. So any little thing that they feel can be not even misinterpreted, but just interpreted.
They were so upset, like they didn't see the twist coming. Like,
I know.
What do you mean, Tyler Durden?
Wait, he's not.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
He's not real?
It's like,
This is outrageous.
I'll tell you what, when I first saw that, I was...
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I didn't even know he was fake until like 3 weeks later. It was like, oh! He wasn't talking to anybody in the basement.
You know, and
He made the soap himself.
I'm going to go on a limb here. You know, maybe this is smart for China to do because in crazy times like this, people might copycat that kind of idea.
start a Fight Club?
Well, or like blow up buildings to start over credit card debt.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, that would be
Can someone
fantastic.
please do that?
It didn't
Hint,
happen.
hint,
Yeah,
wink,
it didn't
wink.
happen in the United States. So they should look at that and say, okay,
You know how,
the
like,
Americans didn't rebel. Our people won't rebel, right?
well, they don't want to look at our statistics with like killings and stuff because, as I'm going on copycats, when like they show, school shootings and then they say that school shootings, like, they want popularity, they want to be known, and then there's a copycat of someone else, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's
they
an
don't want
interesting
that.
way that the news has tried to combat that by not naming them anymore. I've even noticed sports media, when somebody makes an outrageous take, they'll stray away from naming who actually made the quote. Like Al Harrington a few weeks back made a ridiculous quote about LeBron.
Our Al Harrington,
Yeah.
New York Knicks legend.
And they kept referring to him as former NBA player, which I liked. It's like, you're not going to get clout by bashing a current player. It's weak.
Yeah.
But
That, or they're going to draw you in and see who it is.
yeah.
Or did they not say his name in the article at all? And people
No,
just,
it was more so they were talking about it on Undisputed, and I think like at times they mentioned him, but even on like the topic bar, it was just former NBA player, So he's not going to get the 20-minute segment of his name.
Yeah, it's
Al
Al
Harrington criticizes LeBron. It's just former NBA player. So maybe people will stop making these outrageous takes.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I mean, it's interesting too. Like, obviously, American media and American products, like you said, the Chinese market is just so valuable. And you look at Eternals and Shang-Chi and even No Way Home, even though it made a shitload of money, not having that Chinese box office, like, really severely hurt their bottom line. Look at the NBA, and all that shit that's going on. And, obviously it's much more, there's a lot going on in terms of, like, those decisions and what they choose to do. But you never know. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if in the future Disney looks at that. It's like, Eternals only made $400 million. Maybe we should try to cater to. I don't think they should, and I don't think anybody should, because
History tells us they will.
yeah, like it's just something that happens because anything that affects, nothing makes changes more than money. But even look at like a R rating compared to a PG rating, how that affects box office.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
definitely.
they're scared to make certain movies rated R because they want that box office. You'll never see a rated R Batman because we want younger people to watch this film. So, I don't know.
People really wanted that Batman movie to be rated R.
just one more point on this. I mean, to get rid of that scene, you're getting rid of the most iconic song to scene ratio of all time. I mean, that.
But yeah,
Where is my mind? With that scene, that the beginning of that song with the buildings coming down and everything. I mean, it is one of the better placed songs and scenes that go together.
I liked when
Yeah,
Wes
I think
did
so.
the acoustic piano version in season 1. That was a nice little nod. But also it was like, okay, we get it. It's a twist. And you're doing
Westworld
the other
did?
thing. Yeah. I think they did it at the end of season 1.
Westworld did a lot of that using music
I know, yeah.
from other stuff.
Yeah, so they got rid of probably the
Pixies.
best part.
Wonder
Of
what the Pixies make a new album anytime recently?
No, I think they're heavy into crypto,
NFTs.
NFTs. Yeah, they
Another
beat
one
us to the
bites
punch.
the dust.
I'm done trying to figure that shit out. I don't even know what's going on. I got a notification from Regal that said buy a ticket for Moonfall and get a free NFT.
Get that shit, bro.
I don't know much about NFTs, but I doubt a Moonfall NFT is going to be worth anything.
Don't you guys know like how to digitally do stuff on like digital designing? Why don't you just make up something fucking random and say, look at our NFT?
I make subpar photoshops.
Well, I liked your tweet when you tweeted out a picture of your character. You
Yeah.
were like, this is an NFT.
Yeah, let's make it an NFT. I mean, what the fuck's the difference,
No, you get a lot of backlash these days. I mean, it's not a scam, but it's like, it's a scam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I put like 500 in crypto like a year and a half ago. Just like, yeah, everyone's doing it. And it went up. Now it's down.
Yeah, the crypto market's been
I don't
taking
know
a
what the
beating,
hell is
but
going on.
I guess we'll save that for another
But I'm just going to
podca-
keep it there and see
podcast.
what happens. Right? That's what they say, the long game.
Long wait.
I'm playing the long game, I guess.
Long-term
Yeah,
investments.
you're diamond holding.
I'm diamond holding.
Well, Aaron, I'd like to tell you about a short-term investment you could make. Before we move on to the next topic, I want to shout out our sponsor, Storyblocks. Storyblocks is making it easier for creators to meet the demands for modern video content so that you can craft your personal vision or business without sacrificing time, budget, or resources. With a membership to Storyblocks, you will have unlimited all access and downloads to over 1 million assets in their Storyblocks library. These assets include 4K footage, After Effects and Premiere Pro templates, music, images, sound effects, and so much more to give you everything you need to bring your vision to life. If you're a creator out there, I know you've had moments where you thought, oh, if only I had a fiery, transparent template to throw in the background of this video, or I need some sort of epic sound effect music to give this more of a cinematic flair. With Storyblocks, you have access to all of those different types of things. That's why I found it to be, it's just like an unlimited well of resources. And the great thing is that all of their assets are royalty free, so you can use them for personal or commercial use without any fear of repercussions or getting your video flagged or taken down. Storyblocks also has multiple plans to choose from depending on your personal budget, so you can visit our link in the description box below and see which Storyblocks plan would be right for you. Like I mentioned, it's just a great asset to have, an asset full of even more assets. So go on, click that link, and see if Storyblocks is something that would be of use to you. All right, so let's move on to the next topic here. We have our first look at Guillermo del Toro's stop-motion Pinocchio movie. This is a movie that has been in development for years and years and years. I felt like we've talked about this so many times. Perfect pairing, perfect way to tell this story as well through stop-motion. I loved Kubo and the Two Strings, one of the earliest movies I gave a perfect score on this channel. So
great movie.
I wish more movies would employ stop-motion, but it takes a lot out of them. So we have Ewan McGregor voicing
Ben Wyatt 3 weeks to make 5 seconds of his short film, his stop motion.
Do you think a depressed person can make this? This looks like it's going to be really fun. And Guillermo del Toro is a guy who puts his heart and soul into every project he makes. And like I said, it's been a project that's been long rumored. I think it even started. This is the Pinocchio movie that started as Paul Thomas Anderson's live-action movie. And then I think it eventually morphed into this. But I think there's another live-action Pinocchio coming from another director. And we'll talk about that on another
Yeah, I think
pod.
Tom Hanks is playing Geppetto.
Oh, right. Oh, perfect casting, actually.
Remember the Family Guy bit when Geppetto dropped something on the floor?
Yeah. He's like, did you take a cookie out of the jar before?
So you can tell me if you...
It's funny because that joke was actually a joke he got from his mom, Seth MacFarlane.
Really?
That Geppetto joke, yeah, because I'm a loser. I used to watch all the Family Guy DVD commentaries. He's like, that's a joke my mom used to do every Thanksgiving, where she'd pretend that she was Geppetto. So you could see where he got his sense of humor.
So Mrs. McFarlane's a perv. Yeah. Okay.
I love that. She
hilarious
straight
joke.
up just put that joke in Family Guy.
Dude, Guillermo del Toro is a perfect one to capture the story because, a lot of these old timey, especially these Disney cartoons, they're what they're based off of, definitely darker in tone.
Oh yeah.
And this is a story where his imagination and his ability to create, not necessarily frightening, but maybe darker creatures and themes and things of that nature, it can really lend to the story in a way that differentiates itself from how we see with these other live action remakes from the Disney stories. So
I'm so happy you just brought that up.
What?
Because remember a podcast that we did a long time ago? We were talking about Pinocchio.
I don't remember our last podcast.
Okay, but I remember this in particular because people were like, what Pinocchio are you watching? What are you, the Disney? No, the real Pinocchio was actually a very fucked up story.
Right.
Pinocchio kills Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, there are darker elements.
Or Jimmy Cricket, whatever.
Spoiler.
To a lot of the stories that they adapted and made into great animated kids movies, see, the originals are darker. They come from a time period where children's stories had a lot of adult themes in them.
Even nursery rhymes, Ring Around the Rosie. It's based on darker stuff. Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah, no, the movie Lamb is based on the original.
Catch a tiger by the toe.
I didn't realize that until had a little lamb. What happened to the lamb?
Yeah, past tense.
Yeah.
Pay
It's not
attention to
Mary
those
Has
tenses.
a Little Lamb.
Even Jack and Jill.
They fucked, right?
But weren't they brother and sister?
Jack and Jill has Al Pacino doing the Dunkin' Donuts commercial, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's my sister's favorite movie, by the way.
You've mentioned that before, and every time you say it, I don't believe you.
Little
I
Manny
swear to
always
God.
tells the story that he saw that for free. They got free tickets to Jack and Jill when he was a kid, so he saw Jack and Jill in theaters. Little Manny's got the funniest in theater experiences. Like, he saw Rogue One 3 times. This is a guy who doesn't go to the theater to watch anything, but he saw Rogue One 3 times because he got looped into a double date.
Also, about this trailer, Jiminy, is it Jiminy Cricket or Jimmy the Cricket?
No,
Just
it's Jiminy.
Jim Cricket.
It is Jiminy, right?
Jiminy.
What? What'd you say? Jim Cricket?
Jim Cricket.
Oh, JC?
Jim Cricket the second.
Jiminy was my father.
That, like, in the beginning of the trailer, obviously the whole trailer is Jiminy Cricket.
He's living good.
He's living, in a nice
That's
little
your
fanciful
boy.
place. But
Ewan?
Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, right. Yeah, I am a cricket. Yeah, look at that.
I forget that
relation at all?
sometimes.
But that's nightmare fuel. I mean, that's
He
scary.
kind of looks like me. He's got the antennas. He's got the blue color.
Oh, you're so much better looking
Did
than
they
him, though.
fucking... Guillermo's been creeping on my Twitter?
Grab the
Guillermo watches the-
motherfucking spoon, Guillermo. I want
Where's
to
my
scream
fucking
so
cut,
bad.
boy?
I want to do like funk flex right now.
I'm going to put that in the bio, actually. That's the 2022 bio.
What?
Grab your motherfucking spoon, boy.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. Trademark that shit. Shirts, sweatshirts.
No, we can't do this again. Remember year of mental health, pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
If we
No,
do
we
the year of
can't.
the
Yeah,
spoon,
no,
then
we can't do the year of the spoon.
We're gonna just be using forks.
We're gonna have a
spoons
fucking
gonna
zombie
become,
outbreak.
For some reason, spoons are going to become like obsolete, or there's going to be a shortage.
And the spoon, like they say in Peacemaker, it's got such international appeal, the spoon. Everyone uses spoons. When she calls Peacemaker's dad a spoon.
I have 2 spoons that I use that are disformed, that are my ice cream spoons. So when you sometimes you take the ice cream pint out of the freezer, you can't really scoop it that well, and it bends the spoon. I got 2 of those.
Well, on that note, let's move on to the next story.
I know what to get you for your birthday.
You've got Daniel Radcliffe starring as Weird Al Yankovic in a Weird Al Yankovic biopic. This is something that is going to be released for free on Roku, so I guess Roku is now dabbling in producing their own original movies. Interesting.
Real quick, I think Nash called me Pinocchio once in like high school to make fun of me. That
Who
was
the
mean.
hell am I to talk?
That was mean.
I got the nose of a long beak.
I don't want you to apologize. I still remember it. It was mean.
It's
I
like
want an
calling
apology.
a pelican calling,
Oh.
a toucan big nose. I mean, we both got big noses. Grow up.
Yeah, but that was mean, and you did it in front of all our friends, and like it made me really sad.
You had to bring up that Nash called you Pinocchio. You think he called you Pinocchio once in high school?
I know for a fact he called me Toucan Sam once at lunch.
Man, maybe you were eating some Fruity Loops.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
They didn't have Fruit Loops at our school. It's probably having a chicken patty.
But look, the nose fits you so beautifully. You're such a good-looking man.
Thanks.
You just have a big nose, like me. You know?
Yeah, it's fine. Just
Daniel Radcliffe, what a nose on that guy. Perfectly proportioned to his face.
Do you guys know anything about Weird Al Yankovic? Because I feel like I remember him being like very popular in like 2007.
Yeah.
He dominated the 2000s, without a doubt.
Obviously, we know Weird Al.
I don't know much about him.
You're talking about his personal life or the music?
The
You
music.
remember the parodies.
Yeah, and
Amish Paradise.
yeah, I get. And it wasn't really that
White
funny.
and nerdy.
Yeah, it's just not that
Light
funny.
and nerdy. No, he's got a whole bit that I think it definitely when he first came on the scene, it appealed to like maybe older white people. Not older, but like white people in their 30s and 40s. Like, oh, look at how funny this is.
I never
It's
really.
riding dirty, but he made it white and nerdy.
Oh well, I guess I just never really got into him. But
Yeah, I can't say like
I
Weird
mean, yeah, I
Al.
wasn't bumping his albums or CDs, but yeah, everyone knew Weird Al.
I mean, you guys just told me fucking lyric by lyric, but that's fine.
I mean, back in 2004 when he released Amish Paradise on March
Weird Al.
17th.
Dane Cook was the funniest shit I've ever heard in middle school. Sue me.
Oh, Dane Cook was great.
But
I don't care what you say about Dane Cook. He was awesome. But for him to turn around, Weird Al saying that this is going to be Radcliffe's film to be remembered by is pretty funny. That's hilarious.
Well, even the official premise, it's like, you know, how he started as a child prodigy and became the greatest musical legend of all time. So I hope it's a movie that really doesn't cover his actual life and makes it like a Weird Al movie.
just like a play
Right,
on Weird
like a
Al.
parody
that
of
would
his
be funny.
life.
it could be like a parody of like the Bohemian Rhapsodies or Rocketman's.
Yes, that would
the,
be
the
very.
musical biopic.
That could be good, man. I think it really could.
Me too. I like seeing Daniel Radcliffe. I feel like since Harry Potter, he's been he's definitely been taking different chances in different roles. Nothing like too popular, and I don't think he's ever gonna reach anything like Harry Potter before. But like Guns Akimbo and shit like this, it's just fun, weird projects that he's working on, which is nice.
What's that show that he's on with Steve Buscemi?
Oh,
Where Buscemi's God?
I've heard that's a good show.
What is it?
Wilfred.
No.
Yeah, it's like a medieval comedy, something like that.
Well, like they're like changing it. Like I could think like different like times in history or something like that. Because the first season wasn't like that. Because I remember seeing the commercials for it, and it was like
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Actually, yeah. What did you see the Harry Potter thing?
The reunion?
No, I didn't watch it. No, I was interested in it, but I never really got around to it when it came out. I've heard good things. I heard a lot of people that were big fans of the series made them emotional, made them reminisce on the old days, had them longing for those movies. I watched all of them in theaters. So in terms of my early movie-going experiences, I remember them so well.
I've been actually watching like a lot of bits and pieces because it's always on Sci-Fi, Prisoner of Azkaban and Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, right.
The only thing... Oh, excuse me. The only thing that I saw about the documentary was that one line that Hagrid said, where he's like, I might not be around from 50 years, but
that
Hagrid
almost made me tear up just seeing that clip on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't want to. Now I'm getting sad. I thought this was supposed to be something, like my heart cracked a little bit.
They were talking about the Baseball Hall of Fame on the Michael Kay show.
During the reunion? That's a weird topic.
Harry's like, I can't believe Pete Rose is still not in there. Greatest hitter of all time. Greatest contact hitter.
Do you know if you take away all of Barry Bonds' home runs, his OPS is still higher than David Ortiz's? Which is true, by the way.
That's like,
absurd stat.
No idea the guy who played Dobby was such a baseball fanatic.
God.
No, but they were talking about, in 100 years from now, what matters is the plaque room. So if Bonds is in the Hall of Fame, if he's in the area where it talks about the home run records or, the other records that he set, he's still not technically in the hall because he's not in the plaque room. So they're like, 100 years from now, you go in the plaque room and that's the standout. That's what you go to see. So if he's not in there, that's his legacy. That's what you leave behind.
I think they all should be in. If David Ortiz, like he got tested positive, like he's still in, that's fine. But let Barry and Roger in, who never tested positive.
Ironically enough, it's so funny with the whole Hagrid thing that,
Hagrid was on PEDs.
Yeah, he was
He's a
cheating
big
all the
boy,
time.
so.
Yeah. Oh, all of a sudden he just gained all that weight and got all that tall. No, ironically enough.
And Harry, okay, I don't care. Everyone's like, oh, it's probably the new broom he's got. That's why he's so sick of Quidditch. Kid's juicing in the fucking bathroom.
Fucking
with
amphetamines. Fuck out of here, yeah. Ironically enough, when he says that line that, I won't be here for 50 years from now, but Hagrid will. Yeah, I think these guys are going to get into the Hall of Fame when they die. That's when they don't want them to see themselves get in. I'm telling you, Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Clemens, they're going to get in when they're dead. They're going to get.
That's no fun.
No, it's no fun, but that's the price they're going to have to pay for quote unquote cheating. And it's bullshit, but just because Big Poppy is a cuddly big teddy bear with an accent, he gets in.
I hate when I always get sad when famous artists don't get popular until after they die.
It's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, they're still popular and super rich.
Yeah, but you could be richer.
I don't think so.
No, not from the Hall of Fame. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's Van Gogh, right? His paintings weren't big. It happens a lot with painters. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes they're popular when they're alive. I think that actually sucks more. You're super popular when you're alive, and then as time goes on, people don't respect you as much. Where your influence was overstated.
If I'm dead, then. So
I know, but you're dying, and you're like, I was the greatest.
And then 200 years
later,
now,
they're like, yeah, he kind of sucks.
The most popular NFTs at the virtual museum. It's like, yeah, no one appreciated these until he died.
Right? Yeah, all the monkey NFTs.
That's
weird world we're living in. I find it hilarious that all these athletes and artists think they're just going to become super rich in 20 years when they sell their monkey NFTs. But
it's like Francis Ngannou, taking his paycheck in Bitcoin, like a lot of these athletes are doing, like stipulations where they get paid in crypto, and I'm like, I just don't understand it.
From Weird Al to monkey NFTs, I just don't know how, and everything in between of this conversation has been remarkable.
It connects.
It really did make a nice connection. If you really think about it, if you listen,
it's like
back,
the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You can get one place to another in a completely different place in only 6 steps. That's all it takes.
Well said.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
Well, our next topic actually involves multiple stories, multiple places happening over the span of a lifetime of Henry Sugar, the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. Wes Anderson's next movie for Netflix that will be following Asteroid City. That's a movie he's currently shooting, I think, in Africa. I think they're like in Morocco or something like that, which star-studded, a lot of stars typical of a Wes Anderson movie. But this one, the wonderful story of Henry Sugar, has some newcomers to the Wes Anderson universe. It's going to star Benedict Cumberbatch as the main character.
That fits.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. And you know, it's apparently 6 short stories. Cumberbatch will be playing Henry Sugar, but then he's going to be playing other characters that appear in these stories as well. So, little Eddie Murphy style of acting, the style that he championed. Well, probably not.
What about Tyler Perry?
Yeah, Tyler Perry or Peter Sellers.
Yeah, really mastered that.
Or Jack Black in Tropic Thunder.
But yeah, like I said, Dev Patel, another actor that feels like he would fit right in to the sensibilities of Wes Anderson. Ben Kingsley is a guy who can do anything. Like, he proved it in Iron Man 3, right? He literally saw the range. Gandhi. He went from terrorist to coke addict actor. I'm excited for this. Wes Anderson, man, he's chugging these movies out. He doesn't rest. And I appreciate that because I like his movies so much. He's not one of these directors that's going to take so many years and time in between movies. He's got 2 lined up. They both sound awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he really hasn't made it like a movie I don't like. And, you know, everyone, obviously, I don't think they make fun of, but, you know, his style is often brought up every time you talk about him. And, you know, it's a style I actually really enjoy. Who knew symmetry is aesthetically pleasing? Not me. Until I saw Wes Anderson.
Right, but you know, other directors, you see symmetry all the time in movies.
Yeah.
But this is more so me attacking the people that get frustrated with his style.
Well, yeah,
I think when a director can craft such a indistinguishable and unique style, that's a credit to his creative talent. Whereas you automatically watch a movie and know who it's by and who made it. But like I said, this like the Grand Budapest Hotel might be the best looking movie of the 21st century. You know, it's not just because it's symmetrical, it's, you know, it's what he's putting on screen. It's so visually pleasing.
Yeah, definitely. And like the way he creates his characters and everything within the film is so very unique to him as well, not just the camera setup and how he presents the settings, but
they're very gloomy too, but also whimsical. It's such a great mixture.
And I think Benedict Cumberbatch, like even over the past, you know, a couple of years, he's really establishing himself like to the general viewing audience as like one of the top actors working. I think the way Doctor Strange has quickly become one of my favorite characters, just by the way he plays him. If you look at Power of the Dog and his performance there, and even The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne, kind of playing just different characters, and going back to Sherlock and Imitation Game, he has such great range, and I think he fits very well into
The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne. That character feels like a Wes Anderson character.
It does.
It's almost like his warm-up.
A lot of that movie does kind of feel like a Wes Anderson movie as well in certain aspects.
Benedict Cumberbatch does look like a Henry Sugar.
Yeah,
like, doesn't he just look like that would be his normal name?
Oh yeah,
a Henry Sugar.
Right. That would be his prostitute name.
Yeah,
if we ever went into male escorting.
Stage name. Yeah. You know. I actually just saw The French Dispatch, and
wow.
It was fantastic. The only other movie that I saw from him was Isle of Dogs.
You should definitely watch the Grand Budapest Hotel next.
One of my good friends, shout out Tom, he tells me every single day. He's like, remember when you promised me you were going to see that movie? You know, I'm like, shut up, Tom, I'll watch it.
The lead actor in that is going to become one of your favorite actors ever.
I hate when friends don't take the advice or recommendations from other friends on what to watch. Does that really piss you off?
It does. Are you trying to say like you haven't watched something I've been recommending, or
all of us really?
Yeah,
we all do that in this group.
Teddy's the worst.
Teddy pisses me off because I'm like, I'll sit down with him and be like, yo, just be honest with me, because he doesn't want to disappoint us, so he won't be honest about something he won't watch. So I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. 3 weeks go by.
See, I remember when you were telling me to watch Peaky Blinders, and you got mad at me for not watching that. I'm like, dude, I'm not watching it. I can't get into it.
That was for a review. That's different.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to review it.
All right.
Well, yeah. Well, with Teddy, it's like that's acceptable. It's like,
show.
He doesn't want to review it. Move on to something else. With Teddy would have been like, I'll watch Peaky Blinders. Sure, yeah, I'll do Peaky Blinders.
Because the thing with Peaky Blinders was
Attack on Titan. It's like, I'll catch up by the season. He hasn't watched 3 episodes yet.
But Ozark, we've got him on Ozark.
He's having a kid now, so think about, he's not going to watch anything.
No, but you know what? That's kind of bullshit because you can just have the baby right in your fucking hand and just watch TV. Or put the baby in the crib.
I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but...
No, that he should be watching more shows at this point because where the hell is he going to go? And with video games, I mean, sure, the only video game that he plays is Call of Duty. You can't pause it or you just can't play.
It's so funny.
He's going to have to watch a show.
He texted me the other day at like 8 a.m. I'm watching Adam West Batman. I want to gouge my eyes out. And I was going to tweet, Ted, watch Attack on Titan. Ted. And post a screenshot of the text message.
I would have liked it.
Thank you.
See, but I have learned my lesson since Peaky Blinders. I have most of the shows that you guys do recommend, I will watch. Except for Invincible, but I did that from another recommendation, and that show is... wow.
So with superhero recommendations, because we like all of it, you don't take us seriously when it comes to the superhero stuff. You can't tell if
But you know what it is about you that you do very well? You recommend stuff that you know will be up my alley. You won't just tell me to watch, because I hate anime, so he won't tell me to watch Attack on Titan. But
no, I wouldn't.
But he knows I'm not into superhero stuff or the whole cliche of the superhero comes out on top at the end. No, Invincible's nothing like that. And he knows, and The Boys, I watched a couple episodes
The only
of that.
anime I would ever recommend to you, and I wouldn't be persistent, would be Neon Genesis Evangelion, only because it deals with depression, and I feel like you would like that.
I like
depressed, right?
Basically. Like, hey, you're not alone.
Yeah, well, we can get through this together. But yeah, that's what you do well.
You watched Ozark?
No, I haven't caught up yet.
All right, catch up, and then we'll move on to the next topic. We have a deal that's been made from Sundance. The first purchase, the biggest purchase so far. $15 million deal made by Apple to purchase the rights for Cooper Raif's upcoming movie, Cha-Cha Real Smooth.
Yeah.
Are you cha-chaing over there?
I did a little cha-cha. Did you like that?
Yeah. A little shoulder wiggle.
What is this about?
A typical small movie about a guy who's, in his 20s. Life sucks.
It's like a post-grad coming of age. What do I do now with my life?
What is he, like a...
But it's funny, it's charming. I liked it a lot more
I
than
don't
you
know
did.
if Bo Burnham and Cooper Raif can exist at the same time in the same world. This feels off. It feels like something happened where maybe they were the same being and they were split into 2 separate beings.
Kind of like Dragon Ball Z kind of thing, but opposite way.
Cooper, he was like... I really dug his performance in this movie, and I really like this movie as well. So that makes... them kind of like showing up relatively late to the streaming wars. They need some good original content to keep people going, more than just Ted Lasso, even though that's why I still have it. And I barely even use it anyway. I'm getting ripped off. But like shit like this is like good for them. And I think it's a great movie. And I think like you mentioned, what was it, $15 million?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bargain.
Yeah, these
I don't know how that works. How much money they make off of that, but
yeah, I think they're paying for the distribution rights. So
okay.
I don't know what's the biggest. I think it's still maybe Parasite or something like that.
Well, I think like Fire of Love got picked up by Nat Geo, and there's been a couple like smaller studio pickups, and Netflix obviously produced the Kanye documentary. But yeah, Apple's a big name that this is, I think, the best part about like these little festivals is that you get your film out to people like Apple and allows it to get a much bigger audience than it would have if you went the smaller route. So
yeah, it kind of makes me feel bad for all the other movies, but
I'll tell you what,
for him, it's good for his career. He's such a young filmmaker. This guy's only 22 years old.
I think people are going to really, really like this movie.
I think so too.
The title of the movie, that's what I was going to say. The title of the movie throws me off. Cha-Cha Real Smooth.
Well, he's he gets a job as a
hype man at a Sweet 16.
Yes,
bar mitzvahs.
Exactly. Bar mitzvahs.
By the way, underrated like bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs as like sick parties. Everyone talks about the Sweet 16s. That's really it, right?
He's a hype man for like
I think
Cynthia's
the
Sweet
mitzvahs
16.
are more talked about than the Sweet 16s.
What?
I think the mitzvahs are way more talked about.
But I'm saying like for us growing up, it was only Sweet 16s were the only parties that we were really going to.
Oh, you didn't go to any mitzvahs? I thought you would have had a couple on the docket.
There was like
Did you
3 Jewish people in our high school.
Oh, I thought you had like a whole extended Jewish family thing.
Well, he pulls it half and half.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
I still don't even think.
I just have half my family is Jewish, but none of them. I didn't.
So you're like I asked you if you
I don't have I have two cousins or one cousin who got bar mitzvahed.
So he's not having a mitzvah?
How was it?
I didn't go.
You're fucking
wow.
You're dipping your toe, man. You need to
Not only
dive
is it,
in.
not only is it that he's never been to a mitzvah, he skipped his family's mitzvah. That's supposed to be a big thing for the family, no?
Don't call it a mitzvah.
It's the mitz.
But I do, like in college, I did have like a group of friends who were Jewish, and they came from a heavily populated area, and they said bar mitzvahs are just the fucking like best parties ever.
You know who's in this? Dakota Johnson. And she's really hot.
Oh,
She's good, man. She's been in a couple of movies this Sundance, and even with The Lost Daughter, like 3 really good performances back to back to
She
back.
just keeps
in the past
popping
few
up
weeks.
in these movies I'm watching. I'm not complaining.
I've been reading on it a little bit, and there was one movie that they talked about her being in, and they're just showing it. I don't know if you guys saw the movie, but they're saying it's the top Sundance movie. It's like her in the doorway, and there's like a guy.
Cha-cha real smooth.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, she was very good in this.
She is hot.
And I think his first movie I loved. That was a 2020 movie that ended up on my top 10, whatever that top 10 is. Shithouse, which is about a kid going to college feeling homesick, and I loved it. So I went into Cha-Cha Real Smooth expecting to be blown away like I was with Shithouse. I wasn't, but like you said, I think that a lot of people are going to be introduced to Cooper Raif, up-and-coming voice to be reckoned with. He's going to make a lot of new fans with this one. He's got some star power now with Dakota Johnson, so that's really awesome for him.
No, I mean, even Leslie Mann, I think, was good in this too. And
Love Leslie Mann.
Ray's brother from Everyone Loves Raymond.
I need
Robert?
Leslie Mann in every movie. Yeah, Robert's in it.
What's his name in the Tony Bacaloni in the Jimmy John's commercials?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. You never seen those commercials?
No.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, and I really enjoy and his performance too. Like not only as a writer director, but I think he really stole the show. His comedy is like right up my alley. The way he was acting is like this kind of awkward charisma.
I did laugh out loud when Leslie Mann was encouraging him to go along with that business, and he's like, let's see what Gary thinks. He's such a dick to Gary.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's big deal for him. He must be on cloud 9.
I don't like the title. I don't
You
care
haven't
what
seen the
movie's
movie.
Well, I think this is kind of a reoccurring thing with him. Like his first movie is called Shithouse. So I think the titles are supposed to be a bit clunky.
Okay.
To get the attention, I guess, that maybe they wouldn't
I guess
normally
It's fun.
get.
I was going back on my TIFF watch list and just seeing how titles change. Like Lakewood is now Desperate Hour. That movie sucked, but I guess they needed a rebrand.
Right. Well, Edge of Tomorrow is a movie that's gone through like 5 title changes, right? It's like Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, and then it was like Live, Die, Repeat, semicolon, Edge of Tomorrow.
You should change the title to Mr. Mitzman. Mr.
People think like he's just like he wears mittens.
Mr. Bar Mitz.
That's his thing.
Milfs and Mitzvahs. That's what the movie should be
Oh,
called.
man. I've seen that one already.
I've seen that plenty times.
Naughty America, baby.
Oh.
Whoa! No, I guess I'll watch it eventually.
All right, let's move on to the last topic here. We're going to preview championship weekend. We're talking a little football. Left it at the end, so I know some of our listeners get frustrated by the sports talk, but let's just jump right into it. What do you guys, what are you thinking is going to happen? We have the Bengals versus the Chiefs, and we've got who's in the NFC again? The Rams.
49ers and Rams.
49ers and Rams.
You want to start this one off?
Well, I want to comment just, Rodgers to me for a long time was the best thrower of the football I've ever seen. He changes in the playoffs. He gets a little yippy. He starts forcing it to his premier receivers.
I called him, man. I love the Niners in that game. Yeah, you got to start talking.
You did call that.
Peyton Manning. That's kind of the same thing, right? The same narrative around him. Only one Super Bowl, can't get it done in the playoffs, except he hasn't really had Tom Brady knocking him out.
Well, the thing is about that game, I mean, they were playing in negative degree weather.
Okay.
In full-out snow. And he didn't do anything to win the game, but he didn't do anything.
Your whole career in Lambeau, that shouldn't be a factor. And that's part of the allure of Lambeau, or what used to be the allure. Oh, come into Lambeau. You don't want to go to Lambeau in January.
But he didn't do anything to lose the game.
Eli was fine both times.
He scored they scored 13 points.
Freezing weather when it was coming down snowing. I don't care if you're the best thrower of the ball.
If you look at the
frost.
nitty-gritties of the game, sure. Tough conditions, hard to score. But it's like flame out after flame out after flame out after dominating in the regular season for how many years now?
Well, Rodgers
and what is he complaining about? They're like, he gets mad because they drafted Jordan Love. You got the best receiver in the NFL at this point.
The Packers, I think, in the playoffs have let up an average of 24 points defensively. Now, this game, that wasn't the case. It was all 49ers special teams with a blocked punt and a blocked field goal. I mean, the 49. It's not like the 49ers did anything. They're going to get housed by the Rams.
Oh, dude, that running game and defense.
Well, they've got another
time and time again proved to be the most effective thing you can do in the playoffs.
And the Rams have that. Plus, they actually have a quarterback.
I mean,
Jimmy G is
the running
lazy
game.
noodle. He's lazy doodle.
He's not going to lose you the game like Stafford potentially can.
Yeah, but Stafford could win you the game.
That's true. No, they're more dynamic on offense.
And their running game is arguably better.
No, it isn't.
Cam Akers and Sony Michel.
Yeah, I would take Elijah Mitchell, Debo Samuel, and that combination.
I don't know.
The amount of running backs they can run out.
Maybe not smoke them, but I
Trent
think
Williams, the best, and the rest of that line, I think, is better.
Well, the game is in LA, right? So obviously the 49ers are used to those conditions. But
yeah,
Stafford is a guy that seems like when he gets out in front of you,
I like Stafford a lot.
that's when he's at his best. Mm-hmm. Because even in that game against the Bucs, you could see him tightening up as Brady was making that comeback.
yeah.
That throw the cup though was Cooper Kupp, man. What a
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Stafford's got a fucking rocket arm, man.
Yeah, he does.
That's why you like him, you know? I think that would be cool for his legacy. If he truly gets it done, he's a Hall of Famer. If he manages to make this run. I
At the
think
end of
he's
his
got
career,
the
though,
stats in
his
the bowl.
numbers are going to be fucking top 5 in every category.
Career-wise, his numbers are right there with any of the other elites.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of the best seasons, or arguably the best receiver seasons, both
Have happened with Stafford,
Stafford
Kupp and Calvin.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you say
so-
Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer, I think Stafford is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But there's just too much star power with the Rams, too, that I can't see the 49ers overcoming that. It's just too much. Maybe not destroy them, but I could see them winning by like 10 points.
49ers organization, huh? They just always retool and they're always just back in it.
Yeah, and especially everything that's coming out that they're not even sure what's going to happen with Jimmy G in the future. You know, how much confidence can a guy have going into an NFC championship game when the franchise does not have your back?
Or he's
He's
thinking,
a
if I
weird
get to
case.
another Super Bowl and win, I'm going to make a fucking boatload of money.
He's about to get that Flacco deal.
But even then though, I think the league already knows what Jimmy G is. I don't know if he's going to get that monster deal, even if he does win a Super Bowl.
I mean, the going rate for a starting quarterback is still insane.
Oh yeah,
He's gonna get
but he's not going to
paid.
get like Mahomes money.
No, of course not.
or
But,
anything
if,
near that.
If Burrow makes the run here, he's going to get a whopper of an extension.
I don't hate Joe Burrow. I hate that I don't have like a Joe Burrow or fucking any of these young great quarterbacks. It just pisses me off to no end.
Yeah, no,
Burrow looks like he could be a good one.
Like Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, just fucking studs. And we're gonna fucking draft a quarterback in 3 years.
Hey, man, just you got to give these young guys at least 2 years. He's got the physical tools.
are you giving up on Zach already?
I gave up on him like week 4 when he missed like 3 5-yard outs.
He's demoralized, man. He's demoralized.
I mean,
he's seen the story too many times.
The Jets today posted a Twitter compilation of his best moments of the year. And like half of them were like 5-yard slants.
Okay, but what does he have to work with? They're a young team, and when he came back, he played fantastic.
That's another thing. Oh, Zach's playing well.
I know
Really?
for nothing.
Watch the games. Watch the first half of those games and see, like, he just not play. He makes a couple of good plays a game, but his decision making is awful. Takes too long in the pocket. I think he relies on his tools, like,
demoralized.
to keep like.
It's a broken
I
man.
can't believe I'm hearing this about a kid that is on the most dysfunctional franchise. I mean, you have to factor that in a little
Well,
bit.
for
no?
the love of God, they can't fire Saleh for at least 3 years.
No.
Don't do that again. Don't do the coaching carousel because you're going to just destroy another prospect.
Yes.
At least
I'm just tired of it. Like Jeff
maybe you'll
fans,
have like
don't
a nice
give up
like
on Zach, bro.
3,600 yard sophomore, like 21 touchdowns, 10 picks.
he had like what 9 touchdowns this year.
Well, what do you guys think about Chiefs Bengals? I know the word on the Bengals is Burrow's great. Their offensive line is horrible. Can he overcome that?
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he got sacked 9 times and still pulled away a win, which is remarkable.
But
You never see
Cincinnati
that.
fans must be so excited about their future. You have a horrible offensive line and your quarterback is still filthy. So, like, what is he going to do when you give him protection?
And all that firepower that you have offensively, they're not going anywhere, for a long time. And this was the first all season that the Bengals actually spent some money on their defense. They tend to be a little, frugal in that area. They retooled, and man, the defense can be hit or miss, but when they hit, man, you see with the Titans and stuff. I know that Derrick Henry wasn't completely healthy, but I mean, to be sacked 9 times and still be in that game is remarkable.
Yeah, and it
You know?
only takes one game. I think the Chiefs are favorited, but maybe that defense has a good night.
That Bills-Chiefs game was fucking insane.
That whole
That was
weekend was insane. It
That
just
was
got
the
better and
craziest
better.
game I think I've watched. Josh Allen, I mean,
That's
He's awesome.
another one that
Yeah, dude.
we could have had him.
He's like Big Ben, but better.
I blame the Giants. If they didn't fucking take a running back with the number 2 pick and took Sam Darnold like they should have, then we would have we probably would have taken Josh Rosen.
Damn, we took
Yeah,
Barkley
Jets.
instead of Allen, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this from Josh Allen, and I don't even think Josh Allen saw this from Josh Allen because the first couple years with him was brutal, man. The decision making from him was god awful.
He's another one. He falls back into the traps sometimes of.
But I mean, he
Young
played like a
quarterbacks.
perfect game.
Yeah, no, when
You know,
he's
it was
on,
just Mahomes.
He's a fucking rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the 2 best rocket launchers probably maybe ever.
And 13 seconds. I had to leave because I was watching a game. I had a hockey game, so I had to leave when 13 seconds were left. I'm like, all right, I can leave now because the Bills just scored. They're off 13 seconds left. The Chiefs aren't going to score.
Even the announcers were like,
And I get into my car, turn on the
Whatever, 1 second
radio,
win.
and they fucking tie. Like, I'm like, well, how did this happen? That's another thing that pisses me off. 13 seconds getting to field goal range. That's it.
that's a horrible, horrible defensive.
Right. Obviously, the prevent
Game
defense
plan
lets you do it because you don't want to get beat deep. But, like,
But you still got to play D.
Jets can't score in a
Well,
whole game.
I'm someone who thinks field goals shouldn't even be a part of football, but I also don't necessarily hate the overtime rules that have been so controversial.
That's just babies being babies.
Because I think the game is always 50-50. That's what football is. So
Right.
what are we going to say now if one team has more possessions than another team? Like, it's unfair? Like, if we add up how much one team had the ball versus it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's a coin flip, I guess, but
I think maybe you go 1-1, and then after that, like, if you score a touchdown, you can match. And once you match, then you can go next score.
next score wins.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Only for the
Extend
playoffs, though.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I love the college rule where they put it at like the 25-yard line and just go.
So I don't like that. You go full field. Play
But I like that. That's kind of like doing a shootout if you look at it like that.
But there's a reason why shootouts aren't in the playoffs.
Okay. I could see that. But, I mean, it makes for great ratings.
So who do you guys have winning that? Chiefs, Bengals?
I have
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
I just
Chiefs.
think
Just by
Chiefs.
default, right?
Chiefs Niners again.
Well, you guys think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of stupid what that
Like-
guy could do when he's on.
Watching Josh Allen was very impressive, but some of the throws that Mahomes can make, and Josh Allen can make some of those throws as well, but Mahomes sees things, and he's got the physicality to make get some of these angles. I don't even know how he does it.
Remember at the beginning of the season when the Chiefs are struggling and everybody's like, well, this ain't the year. Mahomes might be a fluke. And it's like, stop,
Yeah,
guys.
go look at Peyton Manning's 3rd and 4th years. They
Come
act like
on.
quarterbacks can't
Look
have
at Tom
a couple
Brady.
of stretch.
Like, played well, but his numbers have been much better the second half of his career than the first half.
Oh, my
by
God,
a long
yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely changed where everyone expects a quarterback to throw for close to 5,000 or 40 touchdowns. Where back in the day, if you did like 20 touchdowns, kept your picks down, close to 4,000 yards, you were like a premier quarterback, you know? It's changed now because it's so much easier to score, but I think that guy Mahomes is just, like if he gets a second one this early in his career, it'd be wild.
He's already a Hall of Famer if he gets a second one, you know, as
He-
crazy
like,
as that sounds.
A 4-year Hall of Fame career, I think, if
it's
he gets a
insane.
second one.
It's insane. Yeah, just by default and the experience and, you know, the Bengals, this ain't going to be the last time that they're in this situation. But I think that the Chiefs with the experience, I don't want to say that Zach Taylor's a terrible coach or, you know, he's just not been in this situation. I think coaching with Andy Reid is just going to come into play and, you know, picking them off. But that offense that the Bengals have, man, it might be a shootout. It might be like a very high scoring game, like maybe like 35-28, or it's going to be close. But
I would love to see them pull off the upset.
It would be awesome, man, for Joe Burrow to do that after, you know, tearing his ACL and then coming back. You know,
Yeah, I think the Chiefs Rams.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that happened last year.
A Chiefs
Yeah,
Rams Super Bowl would be box office. Like that would be like
which I think
Hell
that's
yeah.
what's going to happen.
Niners Bengals. I mean Niners, you have the history there, but I don't think anyone really wants to see that.
Didn't Boomer Esiason lose to the 49ers in the Super Bowl? Or am I just making that up?
Well, I'll take it.
Rematch? Yeah, I guess just make that true. But yeah, I mean, you can't. I can't argue that the 49ers.
Remember when you used to be a Bengals fan?
My favorite player of all time is Chad Ochocinco, so my adopted team was the Bengals. Okay, so you could suck my ass.
I'm just asking if you still have any love for them.
Oh yeah, there's always gonna be love, but
can suck
at the
my
same time,
ass.
you walk into my room, it was all Jets. You know, I had Jets banners and shit. You know, so again, suck my ass.
I don't know. I was just seeing, like, I remember you being like with Teddy. He used to be a Titans fan.
No, but he was a full-out Titans fan. The Bengals were like my adopted team. If the Jets played the Bengals, I was rooting for the Jets. We all have adopted teams. You know, like the secondary team that you root for. You know,
Not in football.
okay.
Well, my cousin Marcus, big LeBron fan. So when LeBron left Cleveland the second time, he remained a Cavaliers fan. And we were all like, Marcus, you don't have to do this. You don't have to suffer. And now they're fucking nice.
Yeah.
So Marcus is like,
He saw stock in
Yeah,
that.
the only sport I have a second team is basketball, and that's wherever LeBron plays.
Okay.
you're a Heat fan? No, I'm a Wherever He At fan.
Yeah.
Never
I
heard
used to like, and I
Shannon
still
Sharp.
do. I followed the Panthers because my dad used to live in North Carolina, so that was big. So I'd watch all those games a lot. So that's, I guess I could say
Okay,
I'm
so
like
suck my
a
ass.
semi-Panthers. But and that's also because they got Cam Newton, and I love Cam Newton. Then they got Sam Darnold, which,
Oh God,
yeah.
that looks like.
Well, on that note, let's move on to fan questions.
That's for the fan to decide.
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
I just want to say, Rams, Chiefs, Super Bowl.
Love it. Hope that happens.
me too.
Don't want a boring Super Bowl. This question here from Allison Sidders. Question for Nash.
Yo,
Worst sports bet you made in 2021?
Anything
Worst-
involving the Knicks.
worst sports bet. Probably thinking that the Knicks could win that Hawks series without a doubt. That's got to be the.
Oh, you took that bet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
I was just thinking about that today, those podcasts we were doing. We were so delusional.
Oh my
Like,
God.
if they make this adjustment, this, and this,
Yeah, because
totally outmatched.
you know, I'm in a group chat, and last year I didn't shut up about the Knicks, and they were getting really mad at me because I just said, let's talk Knicks. So when they went into that Hawks series, me being delusional, you know, we got Randall, he a superstar now, all second team NBA, blah blah blah, and I got absolutely peppered when they were getting housed every fucking game in that playoffs, and I didn't stop hearing it for like a month. Let's talk Knicks. No, now you don't want to talk Knicks. You know, all this. So
You know what's so funny? That Celtics game was this year.
I know, yeah. That was good times, man.
yeah,
Take me back to 4-1, leading the league in threes.
what happened? What happened?
We fucked up. Seriously. Changing for offense, from defense to offense in the backcourt has fucked us. And also, Randall's cooked, like I said. He shot mentally. He's not engaged, no energy.
Yeah,
He misses his first 4 shots, he's done for the game.
yeah. And I mean, he just stopped.
I can't even
Black
be mad at
hole
him
on
because
offense.
it's just like, I've seen this happen before with athletes. So it's like, you're cooked. We got to move on.
This happens with most improved players. Another bad bet that I did that, yeah, I guess it wasn't terrible, but it looked very bad in the beginning, that the Dolphins were a lock to make the playoffs.
They almost made it.
They almost made it towards the end. But I mean, I remember, I think they were 1-7 at one point, and John actually brought it up.
Yeah, no,
Shout
they
out
were.
John Mack. Yeah, he was just like, oh, remember when you said the Dolphins were a lock? And I'm like, you know. But yeah, those are probably the two. I mean, the Knicks, that stings a little bit.
I don't think I bet in 2021, except for with Teddy. And I'm 1-1 on those.
I really want the Giants to get Flores.
Oh, man. Dolphins are so dumb for letting that guy go.
Yeah, that was weird.
Remember Harden over Rondo? I mean, Rondo over Harden?
Harden still doesn't have a chip.
Rondo's playing backup point guard.
Rondo's got 2 now.
Yeah,
Yeah, playing back.
for the Cavs. About to get another chip.
This question here from Roscoe P, also for Nash. Are
Oh
you
my God.
excited for the Batman movie?
Why? Oh, Robert Pattinson. Okay. Yeah, Bobby Pats. Sure. Yeah, I'm excited for that. At first, my initial thing was, superhero.
What did
My
you think
friend-
I asked you? Oh, okay.
Superhero. I'm like, why would I be? Oh, that's right, Bobby Pats. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a movie.
Comes out on
Yeah.
my birthday. I'm going to rent the party room at the Regal. You want to come?
That would be electric. If you did that, that'd be the coolest thing you've ever done, by far.
I'm
Not
doing
even
it.
close. If you do that, I will chip in.
Yeah, why do I have to pay for my own party? You guys should pay for it.
No, your mom has to pay for it.
I'm not inviting my mom.
No, she'll just pay for it. You know, she can be there with the parents. She'll be in the parents
She
section.
never gave you a mitzvah, so why don't you get a regal room?
Right.
It means something completely different too. Then it's
All right, so this will be a mitzvah.
Are you
the
sure
regal
you're
room.
Jewish?
I actually am pretty excited now that you do bring it up, and it actually clicked with me because I don't keep up with superhero stuff. But Robert Pattinson has been on a tear lately, acting wise, and he looks like the unorthodox Batman, which might be cool. I might get into that. It's
Did you
not
see that clip of him at the funeral? The movie clip they released?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
he
how
was
pale he looks, and like
He looks fucked up.
Yeah, and that's not
needs a
the
nap.
cliche superhero that's buff and ripped and I'm gonna come up on top and beat the villain. This looks like that. This might be a little vengeance.
I'm excited for the movie, but more so excited for his performance.
Did you
He's
see
been
the
on a
clip in
roll.
the bank? Not the bank, the funeral clip.
Are you dead ass?
What?
Are you serious?
What do you mean?
That's gonna be great for the listeners
Oh,
at
yeah.
home because you're not trolling us, right?
No, I spaced out for like 30 seconds.
Oh my god, we just had a literal conversation.
I was like, if you're trolling us, this is some phenomenal acting.
Yeah, that was Bobby Pat's acting right there, but you weren't.
You ever
acting.
see that? Like when you
Joke's on you, I was actually trolling you guys. There's a camera
Gotcha.
right there. There's a camera there.
You ever happen that where you say something serious, but the person takes it as funny, like almost like dry humor, and you think to yourself, like that's what acting is. Like if you can get into that zone where you're trying to convincingly say something that you actually don't feel,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I just acted in that moment.
Yeah.
I think a
without
lot
even
of
knowing
acting,
it.
like if you told me to act right now or like audition for a scene,
No, you completely lose yourself.
because it's just the nervousness and like you think you're doing a
becomes
bad
stiff.
job and you're stupid. But if you just let it go and like kind of go, I know there's more to it than that, but I think
No,
it's more
it is-
mostly mental.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like losing yourself in the interactions, into the dialogue. They have to become your
And
words.
you're scared of it being bad. Like if I had to act in front of you guys, I would be like, I don't want. Like I would be. So
be
you
different
could,
with us,
especially
though.
if you think
Oh,
you're doing.
but we do it all the time. Like when we do pre-planned skits, and all the way that we read the lines, it becomes different.
But it's like you're putting yourself out there. It's like, oh, I'm doing a good job. But like, but what if they think it's ridiculous?
See, that's when you're doing bad, when you have that mindset.
And exactly.
You need to just think, I'm going to kill this right now.
This question here from Michael Ventura: top 3 biopics of all time.
Fuck.
I don't love biopics. I like a nice Wikipedia.
I'll tell you what.
I think the best biopics though are ones that you watch and they intrigue you enough about a subject or a person that you go in and do your own research.
The Disaster Artist, I absolutely loved.
Good one. I put Social Network up there.
Oh, well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great movie.
yeah, it's a great movie. What about Babe? You guys ever see Babe?
I've never
Babe?
seen Babe.
No. The other one.
Oh, the Babe Ruth movie.
Yeah, with John Goodman.
No,
I don't know
I've
why.
never seen that.
I was more of a 61 fan growing up.
Oh, that was a good movie too. But yeah, the John Good. I don't know why I like that movie so much, but it's very cool. It's like I don't know.
I mean, I love that era of Yankees baseball. You know, it feels so mythical at this point with Babe and Lou Gehrig. You know,
coming onto the field just absolutely blitzed with a hot dog before he gets up to bat and just cranks one out. It's just insane.
Well, that's why I appreciate like what Rocket Man did with the biopic because it was, it was creative and different than like Bohemian Rhapsody.
I loved Hidden
Walk the
Figures.
Line. It's all about like I feel like performances are the main driving force behind a lot of biopics. Like Walk the Line, yeah, Johnny Cash was interesting and like he made good music and is an iconic figure within music. But I mean, a lot of that I feel like what I like so much is Joaquin Phoenix in that movie.
Right.
You really need someone who really take charge and like Ray is the same thing. Interesting story, influential figure, but Jamie Foxx is the main point of why I like enjoy that movie so much in his performance. That's always the intrigue with them. It's like, oh, this guy's playing this guy, or this woman's playing this woman. I got to see this.
Yeah, like watching a biopics bore me to tears. If I had to sit down and watch Ray right now, I would be upset.
It kind of sucks watching those because like wow, they
You
have
hear
a great
Daniel
life.
Radcliffe playing Weird Al. You got to go see that.
Some of them have a great life.
What?
It's like these biopics.
Right, some of them, it's like, I didn't need this intimate look at their life. Like the Being the Ricardos biopic that recently came out. A week in the life of Lucy and Desi, the most tumultuous point of their relationship. I don't give a fuck.
Who
I
is
want to see.
watching
I want to
this?
see Lucy. I'm home, and then she does something wacky, and that's what I care about when it comes to Lucille Ball, the art, the
Well,
show,
I like
the
Spencer
comedy.
because like it wasn't just the life of Princess Diana. It was an isolated time conveying an emotion that she had at the height of what was ultimately the driving force of her like pretty much demise.
Yeah, and I think that movie
And they framed it
explores-
as a horror, and like I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's relatable on multiple fronts. It's just not, hey, this is Princess Diana, you know who she is. Isn't this so cool? We're giving you this insight. It's a story that you could have made, Spencer, and it didn't even have to be about Princess Diana. It could have been a fictional story. But like being the Ricardos, like they're not really going that deep. And it's a lot of things that we've, I guess you're watching it for the snappy dialogue of Aaron Sorkin, which, obviously worked well in Social Network, but not so much in Being the Ricardos.
I really like those Rocky movies. Rocky,
Even Rocky Balboa is a real guy.
yeah, he's a real guy. And Apollo Creed, I had something for Apollo
He's a real
Creed.
guy, too.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about? They have a fucking statue. They have a statue. of a fictional
He's
guy.
a fictional character? I could run up those stairs. Probably faster than that fucking asshole.
That's got to be the next bet between Aaron and Teddy.
What?
The
Whoever,
stairs?
yeah, the next race.
You know what pisses me off? I would fucking burn Teddy right now. I wouldn't even be close.
Let's do part 2.
Part 2?
I wouldn't want to do that to him. I swear,
Oh,
like I would fucking.
You talk a big
demolish-
game, and now all of a sudden,
I would
But
wipe the floor with
you
him.
know how-
Not even joking.
You're actually ruining this for Nerd Soup itself, because if you beat him, there's a fucking trilogy that comes, and then because not gonna lie, he's getting into dad mode where he's skipping the gym a little bit, he's gaining a little weight, so you could take advantage of him right now. You're in, peak.
When I race him, I was just going solely
trilogy.
based of like
Trilogy?
I haven't ran. Now I've been running. It's not even not for the rematch.
Because Teddy
Imagine
always,
that was just what I was doing in my spare time, just fucking sprinting.
yeah, that's what you should be doing for ratings.
I play hockey. That's kind of the same.
But no, he.
I'm texting Teddy right now about how you're talking so much shit.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what he says. But
No, like
he says adrenaline rush. He'll never let any of us beat us. Any of us beat him. He said he'll never let
Dude,
it
that
happen.
race wasn't like a blowout.
No,
Aaron
it was a lot closer.
He
than
won by a
what-
step, but
20 pounds lighter since then. Even then, like this, like pure physics says that I should win in a landslide.
And we can get to a more official field this time. We don't have to do it in like a little
Right,
dirt
I was
soccer
scared.
field.
There's ditches.
Yeah, ditches and divots.
I'm on turf. No cleats, turf.
what's the line from Space Jam?
He's fixing a divot.
I'm fixing a divot. The way he says
Then we
it is
fight
so great.
to the death. No, he would fucking. Yeah, I think.
He's got cinder block hands, bro. Very slow, but if he's connecting, good night.
Actually, no. When we used to wrestle, we should wrestle more often. We haven't wrestled in a while. But when we used to wrestle, like I think I used to hold his own until like one time he just grabbed my toe and just bent it.
Oh yeah,
Cheats.
no. I made Teddy tap once.
Hell yeah.
I'm the fucking man. But yeah, you really should do like a trilogy race. That would be insane. The ratings would be through the. You have to win the second one. You have to. If he beats you twice,
Yeah, then
that's horrible. I would get really fat
I'll
after
delete
that.
all my social. Yeah, I'll just go into a deep depression.
Yeah. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I can't just lose.
No.
Well, yeah, 'cause then it's like there's no point. It's like,
What am
what's
I
the
doing
point
this-
of being in shape if I can't beat Teddy in a race?
Yeah.
there's literally no point.
No
other
point
than
at all.
this.
You got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah,
Go real early.
start taking PEDs. Then do I get? If I juice up and win the third, does it count?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it would count, but
He was stealing bases in his younger days. He had power.
Yeah, it's like if you look
San
at the first one,
Francisco.
he was still like it was close the first time, So it's like
And Teddy obviously is not in as good a shape as Nash mentioned. So yeah, I give you
first
the
of all-
pass. I put you in the
That's
hall.
another thing with Barry Bonds, man. Like, sure, he probably has a extra home run. Like he was hitting a baseball. Strength obviously plays a factor, but the hand-eye coordination,
it's everything.
yeah.
It's just adding more power
You
to
can
it.
add power, bat speed, but like be able to read pitches, like know what's coming. Like that's all mental hand-eye. There's so much more that plays into that.
Well, Teddy better
Clemens,
start juicing.
Even with Clemens, like, all right, give you power on your fastball, but even like later in his career with the split finger and things like that, like being able to actually turn into a pitcher and more finesse, like,
Right.
he didn't have that velocity his whole career. He was able to fucking pitch the baseball.
Right.
That's why I said I could take the beast Titan deep. He's only throwing heat. I'm sitting that fastball and I'm taking it.
You would
taking it
literally
really.
be turned to dust. You'd be a puddle of milk.
the
If
same-
he develops a changeup, then maybe, but
This question here from Chris Ehrman.
What's up, Chris?
What is a favorite director's signature move of yours? For example, Spike Lee's Double Dolly.
Tarantino feet pics.
He be going back to that. That's the old reliable.
Scorsese kind of narration. It's not in as many films as you think. I think people kind of mix that up, but I think the more iconic ones for different generations.
I gotta admit, it turned me on. Shut up, Karen. I'm watching the movie. I can't stand narration.
I'll do Adam Sandler with Rob Schneider always being in movies.
That's a good one.
That's horrible.
I mean, the famous one that's been going around Twitter is the Kubrick stare because of Elmo.
The Kubrick stare. But on a more serious note,
see that tweet.
The Tarantino, what is it, the trunk shot, the looking up.
Right.
I think is always pretty effective.
Spielberg's tracking shots, some of his, I don't want to say he made that famous, but some of his tracking shots are works of beauty.
This is not good. More style. I guess it can be, but like Del Toro and like his monsters and his creativity and things like that is.
Yeah, I guess technical stuff like J.J. Abrams' lens flares. Mm-hmm. People hate them, so nobody actually really likes that.
Michael Bay's.
Oh yeah, no, that's a lot of that. Scorsese, when he does the zoom in on someone's eyes.
Yeah, the quick zooms. Every 2000s.
Or even like the gradual ones, like De Niro in Goodfellas when he's contemplating killing what's his face.
They meant Tarantino, the quick.
Great. I love that scene. De Niro looks like he could murder a country.
Late 90s, early 2000s touch angles.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box. You motherfucker. Great scene.
That and Mr. Robot, when they used to do the shots where the characters were just on like the bottom left or bottom right of the screen, I used to hate that so much.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're trying to establish a signature style here and it's not working, buddy. It's not. I heard that show gets better actually, so.
It lost me, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Samuel Esmail, I think his name is.
Yeah, you could do we talked about Wes Anderson and his Wes Andersonisms.
It's a good question. Definitely a question I wish I could have
prepared
thought
for
about more.
Think about.
Sometimes you get these great questions, man. You just got to go head first.
David Lynch.
Questions have been pretty
an
good.
Absolute fucking weirdo.
You know what? This is going to be the year of good questions.
I was going to tweet this. I found it's quite funny.
The year of good questions from Nerd Soup fans.
So we got a screener. I was actually going to tell you about this. We got a screener for, it's not directed by David Lynch, obviously, but he's executive producing. So I went to go look at other things he executive produced. So just to get an idea of
if you can believe it. It's Friday again.
I stumbled across it. He has an IMDb for his weather report that has a 9.3.
Well deserved.
And it's, I don't know why, it says episodes top rated.
I love that. Actually, my cousin would love that.
He's a 9.8 for his top rated episode of May 18th, 2020. David shares the weather for May 18th, 2020. What happened on May 18th? I'm intrigued. What was the weather like?
Well, beginning of the pandemic, maybe it was an uplifting weather report.
But I just love how it's a top rated episode.
Well, like his movie, his short movie. Did you guys ever see that? What Did Jack Do? Where he's interrogating
the Netflix
a monkey.
One, right?
It's so highly rated on Letterboxd.
Really?
You should watch it, dude. It's David Lynch playing a detective interrogating a monkey who's being accused of murder. It's so fucking funny, dude.
Did you see this? What I'm showing Aaron right now is...
You showed, I think you tweeted about it or Instagrammed it.
No say, hey, that's cool, man. High five. Nothing?
No, it's cool. I like it. I enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm showing the key that Dale Cooper has for the hotel that he stays in Twin Peaks. You know what I just noticed the other day, too? That in Eraserhead, Pete is the guy that plays the main character. Pete from Twin Peaks.
They meant our friend Pete.
Oh, yeah. That's Jack Nance.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
There are conspiracies that David Lynch killed him.
Really?
I like that.
I don't know why, but...
I never put it past Lynch.
Lynch killing Jack Nance kind of just makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Like, I feel like if that ever came out, no one would press charges.
It would just all right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
You were telling me before you really liked Woody Allen's style. What was it that you liked about it again?
I also love his performance in Ants.
That's because... Oh, no, Is that Ants or Bug's Life?
You probably
That's
think.
because you're a clown.
I might throw that on tonight, actually.
Bug's Life was my shit back in the day.
Oh, I had a good question, but then I just lost it.
You were an Ants guy, weren't you?
I could see Nash being an Ants guy.
I guess, yeah.
All right, guys, thank you for joining me for this podcast. We're cutting all that stuff out. You'll just hear the laughter. For Aaron the Nerd Suit Monkey and Anthony JQ Nash, I am Bo Oliver signing off once again, but we will be back next week to talk about the world of Hollywood, movies, TV,
Two
video
podcasts,
games.
right? Sundance podcast and a regular one?
Oh, yeah, next week. Right, we should probably plug that in the beginning.
We
but-
didn't even talk about the new Pokemon game that drops tomorrow.
Dude, I'm about to lose my life to that game.
Is
Yeah,
it
me
like
too.
like
Open
a
world.
red,
World.
blue? What's going on here?
Open world Pokemon game.
It's open world, so instead of doing
Keep
the
talking.
whole,
Is it so? It's
like
like
the Game Boy games, it's
like an online-
interactive with the Pokemon. They're just not going to run up on you when you're in the bushes and
so I
shit
can
like
battle
that.
you guys.
I think there may be online battles, right?
I believe so. I think it's eventually going to get to that. I don't know if it's starting off like that.
Is it like the original 150 though? Because I can't buy.
No, the premise is it's the first time. It's like way back. It's like a prequel. So it's when they first set up the codex, the Pokemon dex.
So it's everybody that I know. Because I hate when I
think
get
so,
like.
yeah. It's going to be the first time they discover all the Pokemon. So I think it might be the original 150.
Bumble Lizard comes out once. Like I don't know what this is. I don't want to.
Bumble Lizard?
I don't want to catch him.
You don't want
I
to catch
think-
a Bumble Lizard?
No.
I think we should just leave it off at Bumble Lizard. If you heard this all the way through, say Bumble Lizard in the comments.
I'm picturing like either a flying lizard or a bee that breathes fire.
And can only see with its tongue.
Since when did lizards breathe fire? How did he get those powers?
So I was thinking of Charizard, then I went
He
to
got the better
lizard,
deal.
then I the BB drill. I was trying to combine. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, we'll figure that out and get back to you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Comment Bumble Lizard if you're still listening. And like I said, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Bumble Lizard?
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Suit Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Bo says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our patron supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.